Hello, everyone. I'll begin by providing a quick update on some recent activities of our chapter. Last week, we asked signatories to contact New Hampshire Governor Kelly Ayotte and urge her to sign HB 377 and HB 712 into law after both were passed by the New Hampshire legislature on Friday. HB 377 bans puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones for minors, while HB 712 bans elective double mastectomies also for minors. Once the bills hit her desk, the governor has 5 days to sign, veto, or allow the bills to become law without action. Next, for those who missed it, the live recording or the recording of our recent webinar, the Supreme Court's decision in United States versus Scrimetti, is now available on our YouTube channel. I'd also like to give a shout out to our SLA team, which this year submitted testimony for a record 175 bills, and additionally mentioned that this work would not be possible without dedicated volunteers. We encourage those interested in actively contributing to our work to submit a volunteer application. Moving on to state and national news, this past week, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a number of significant rulings. The first, a decision in Mahmoud versus Taylor, was a victory for parental rights advocates who argued that a school board's refusal to allow them to opt their children out of exposure to LGBTQ-themed storybooks violates their First Amendment rights to freely exercise their religion. In a 6-3 decision, the majority agreed with plaintiffs and granted a preliminary injunction while their lawsuit proceeds. Specifically, until all appellate review in this case is completed, the board should be ordered to notify the petitioners in advance whenever one of the books in question or any other similar book is to be used in any way, and to allow them to have their children excused from that instruction. Cue the sky is falling dissent from the 3 liberal justices, which in my view is rightly criticized by Jonathan Turley in The Hill. Highly recommended reading. In the second case, Free Speech Coalition versus Paxton, the Supreme Court upheld Texas's age verification law requiring websites to verify a user's age if at least 1/3 of the site's content is sexual material considered harmful to minors. As in the prior case I mentioned, the court split 6-3 along ideological lines, with the 3 liberal justices dissenting. And yesterday, the Supreme Court ordered appellate courts to reconsider their decisions in cases from North Carolina, West Virginia, and Idaho, requiring government sponsors insurance plans to cover sex trait modification procedures, taking into account the justice's recent landmark ruling in U.S. versus Scrimetti, upholding Tennessee's ban on such treatment for minors. The court also directed the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals to review its ruling blocking an Oklahoma ban on trans-identifying people changing their sex markers on birth certificates. All of the cases at least partly turn on the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, the same legal issue the court weighed when finding Tennessee's ban did not violate that protection. On June 25th, the U.S. Department of Education announced the conclusion of its Title IX investigations into the California Department of Education and the California Interscholastic Federation, finding both in clear violation of Title IX for allowing male athletes to compete in sports intended for women and girls. The department has offered both entities an opportunity to voluntarily agree to change these unlawful practices within 10 days or risk imminent enforcement action. The proposed resolution agreement includes the following. CDE will require all recipients, including CIF, to restore to female athletes all individual records, titles, and awards misappropriated by male athletes competing in female competitions. And to each female athlete to whom an individual recognition is restored, CDE will send a personalized letter apologizing on behalf of the state of California for allowing her educational experience to be marred by sex discrimination. And finally, following Children's Hospital of Los Angeles' decision to close its pediatric gender clinic by July 22nd, two more hospital systems have now made similar commitments. Citing the potential for prosecution post-Scrimeti, the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center has confirmed that will cease offering puberty blockers and wrong-sex hormones for patients under 19 years of age at the end of the month. And in a June 25th statement to the LA Times, Stanford Medicine said that while it will continue to operate its pediatric and adolescent gender clinic and offer other types of gender-affirming care outside of surgical procedures, it had paused the surgical mutilation of children effective June 2nd. May they all fall like dominoes. And that's all I have today. Thank you.